According to Sumerian legend, the Anunnaki genetically manipulated our genetics and created 3 versions of what we know as mankind today. The Anunnaki may have reptilian blood too, as they intermixed with their creations. We don't specifically know how our DNA was manipulated. What we do know is that only 20 of the 64 codons in our DNA are active. Imagine what you could do if all of your codons were activated. Additionally, our human DNA differs dramatically from all other primates as we only have 46 chromosomes compared to 48 in other primates. The first 2 chromosomes appear to be fused together, which may explain part of the genetic manipulation by the Anunnaki. The following are reptilian traits in human beings. You may recognize a few of them in you or someone you know. Please keep in mind that these are simply traits, and being part reptilian does not make you a bad person, as there are good and bad people of all galactic and planetary races. 1. The reptilian brain. The most obvious reptilian trait would be the reptilian brain, which we all have. The reptilian brain is responsible for the fight or flight response, which is generally based on fear-evoking actions. This is what the mainstream media news targets every time you watch those talking propaganda heads. Reptilians would appear to be very paranoid and skeptical, as this is the brain they trust the most. 2. Lower than average body temperatures. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals, so it would follow that reptilians are as well. They may prefer higher temperatures or do not need as many blankets at night when sleeping. 3. Lower than average blood pressure compared to most other mammals. Reptiles have lower blood pressure, so it's very well possible that reptilians do too. 4. An extravertebrate. Some people are born with an extravertebrate, which is sometimes referred to as either a transitional vertebra or cauda. 5. Hypersensitivity to light. Reptiles, such as the leopard gecko, stays hidden in the daylight and comes out at night due to light sensitivity. Reptilians would more likely prefer to be night owls than to expose themselves in the daylight. 6. Rh blood type. Approximately 5% of the world's population has Rh blood, which was introduced to our planet around 25 to 35,000 years ago in Europe. According to Defini, the reptilians are tracking those with Rh negative factor blood. Going back into time, the Rh hybrids came from the Draco caverns in the Carpathian Mountains. They were mostly red-haired, with green eyes, and black-haired, with brown eyes. They tried to infiltrate themselves into the blonde brown-haired, with blue eyes, civilization. Rh are hybrids. They are part reptilian, part human. If 2 Rh try to have a baby, it will usually die or be born a blue baby because it is not processing oxygen properly. Thus blue bloods, if they survive. 5% of the Earth's population are currently Rh negatives. But they are 15% of the population of the England and the USA. There may be an exception to this, according to Vera Hill. When a Rh negative mother has a baby fathered by a Rh positive father, that you will have a blue baby, as the mother's negative antibodies will try to kill the positive antibodies of the baby. This usually only happens with the second-born child, as the positive antibodies don't get a chance to mix with the mother's blood until the birth. 7. Lack of empathy. Some reptiles will kill and eat their own, if comes down to it. Reptilians may do the same. We've all heard about numerous abductions and how people have tied them to secret societies in the Roman Catholic Church. Reptilians have little to no compassion for life and exist strictly to survive by any means possible. 8. The ability to shapeshift. Shapeshifting is a well-known trait of the reptilian. It's obvious that we all have at least one reptilian trait, the reptilian brain. It is very possible that we were seeded here on this planet by various star nations, which would explain the differences in ethnicity, race, blood types, and Rh values. We are a huge conglomerate of extraterrestrial origins who were seeded here as a galactic experiment to see how we would all get along with one another. Despite those in power trying to push the race wars, many of us have risen above that mentality. The one thing those in power fear the most is having us all come together as one. I've often said that once the bottom of the pyramid unites all of us, the rest will collapse.